What's up,
What's up,
guys?
guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the
Three.
Fifth Podcast. Oh,
Little,
vodcast,
I,
sorry.
little IPL action going on. We're going to be covering that.
Yep. This was
And
this is one of those mini auction years, not a mega auction. Obviously, it was a smaller pool of players, but still exciting. Some crazy bids. So some fun stuff to talk about.
yeah, yeah. We're going to be only covering. This is a two-part episode. First part, we're going to be covering
All
four
right.
teams.
First time two-parter.
That's right. Get excited.
Baby
Uh,
steps, baby.
so we're going to start off with Chennai Super Kings. I can't get over the name. Super Kings.
The naming generally in the IPL has been pretty shoddy. From the Mumbai Indians to I think the best of the best was the rising Pune Super Giants.
What was rising? What rose? Nothing rose. Everything crashed.
And the best thing was it was the Rising Pune Super Giants, and then the next day they changed the name to the Rising Pune Super Giant.
I don't remember that, but that is
It's like,
hilarious.
which genius came up with that? God knows. They did make a final though. MSD, first year.
Oh yeah,
Steven
yeah,
Smith, Rahul
yeah,
Sharma,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, Rahul Tripathi, I think, was in that team as well. Yeah. So the legend of MSD
MSD,
was
man,
alive.
his stock overall, obviously because of his age, is going down.
Yeah, but I think last year was the first time, like the whole mystique and aura, and how like Dhoni's like Brady and like LeBron right now, right? Like everybody's waiting for them to like fail, and they keep defeating Father Time. So Dhoni was like that, but I think last year finally showed that he's lost the because like Chennai lost. So I don't know, was it a one-off or you know are
Yeah,
his
who knows, man?
powers
But
waning?
they need some help, dude, on their team, and that's what the goal was this time. And I overall, before we get into it, I don't think this went very well for them. They're here's the people who they bought. Okay, they
Correct.
bought Gautam, Moeen Ali, Cheteshwar Pujara, um, Bhagat Verma, Hari Nishant, and Hari Sankar Reddy. The last three were all 20 lakhs each, and then Pujara
Yeah,
was
those
50
are all
lakhs.
shots in the dark. Young
Uh,
players, maybe they develop into something. So let's talk about first three guys, I guess. So Gautam and Moeen Ali both spinning all rounders. Gautam has played decently for Rajasthan, and I think he was in Punjab for a year, traded.
yeah,
He actually got picked up for about 6 crores last time around. So this is not. I mean, this is a pay raise for him, but it's not unknown territory for him. Like he's been here before. Like he's been a high price to buy at the auction. So at least we know that the pressure won't get to him like it did for like guys like Nagy and Thymo Mills and all these like one-off guys.
that's sick, but that's 16.25 crores on two spinning all rounders.
Well, see, I think they're banking on the fact that they're going to be able to play in Chennai again.
Okay.
So spinning pitch. So they want spinning all rounders. So they went in with the clear strategy that they wanted more all rounders, which I'm not even sure was like their area of need really. I mean, they didn't have spinning all rounders, but they had like Sam Curran and Dwayne Bravo
Right.
last year, which were both quality all rounders. They still have Dwayne Bravo. Obviously, his batting isn't what it used to be, but coming in at like number 8, number 9, you need to be able to hit like 10 off of 5. So
Dude,
I
Tom
think
Brady is old, but every receiver he's throwing to is young. You can't have so many old guys. You have Suresh Raina in there, and then you have Robin Uthappa, who's kind of washed up, low key washed up. You
yeah,
have Dwayne Bravo,
that's
you put in Cheteshwar Pujara. I don't know what they're going for, but who's opening for them?
So I'm guessing it's going to be Jagdishan ended the Gaikwad ended the year pretty well. Ruturaj Gaikwad, right?
Yeah, Ruturaj Gaikwad and Faf du Plessis. I think that's going to stay, right?
Yeah. So they're probably going to be openers. I'm guessing. So I don't know. They got Pujara, which at the auction itself, and I think they mentioned something like it was more in just like to honor the player that he is for India. It was strange. Like all the tables were like clapping. The like the post auction interview with the Chennai management was like, yeah, it was basically just like, okay, it's just like a token thing because he's such a great player for Indian Tests. It's like one of those strange things. So I don't know if he's gonna get like more than a couple of games. So maybe yeah, he's but if he did, he would be opening because I don't think there's anywhere else that he can play.
I don't want to say something disrespectful, but maybe number 9 or 10.
I mean, see, so he could have utility where they know like the pitch is terrible in Chennai, and they're going to be chasing like 110, 120 type total. Pujara is perfect, right? He plays spin really well.
Are you kidding me? It's going to take him 100 overs to get there.
No, I mean, he could hit like 40 of 40 or something like that. 30 of 30, give him a good start.
Just hang tight, hang around.
Yeah. So if they think the pitch is going that direction, maybe he gets a couple of games in that scenario. Injuries, obviously. He does have a 50 to his name opening for RCB back in the day.
Why do you remember that, dude? Why do you remember that?
I love Pujara, man. He's like my favorite player in the Test team.
You cannot hate that guy. I just meant in T20 terms, he's fairly irrelevant.
He's like I don't know. He's like I've stood up for the guy ever since he was like playing like for Saurashtra, scoring triple centuries and on 18 tours. So I've always had, even in this current Test team, he's my favorite batsman. Like I'm the most pissed when he gets out, and I'm the happiest when he makes a score. So
yeah.
He's
No,
my guy.
I like him, and I think most people like him. Australians, English, Indians, everybody likes him, man. You can't hate on that guy. But I was going to say,
so
Mitchell Santner is also on that team.
But Santner didn't get a game last year. But yeah, to your point, again, a spinning all rounder. I mean, they already had guys. So strange.
How would you rate their on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you rate the auction for them?
I think the auction was actually decent if you just look at the players that they picked up.
Yeah.
And the price that kind of picked them up for. I just don't think it was a need for them. I think they need, like a gun bowler, who can bowl some Yorkers at the death. They, Deepak Char, he's been really good. He's improved his death bowling quite a bit, but he's still not, a guy that you can go to match after match and make, that one guy that makes sure that he doesn't give more than 8 or 9 runs.
They're relying on Shardul Thakur to be that guy.
But he's not. Again, I mean, he's been around long enough. We know what he is. He's a good bowler, but he's not like a death bowler. Like he can throw some cutters in. He bowls a good heavy short ball. But yeah, he's not like. I mean, he's not going to be in the IPL historically. The teams that have done well have been teams that have had 1 or 2 death bowlers. So it's Mumbai with Bumrah at one end, and then they've had Malinga, Nathan Coulter-Nile for a bit. McClenaghan for a bit. I mean, they've always had that second guy.
They're the guys who win it for them, man. Those are the guys that win it because their bowling was so good.
Mustafizur for a year or two. So they've always had that. Hyderabad's always had Bhuvi. They had Siddharth Kaul for a while, was very good at the death, decent. Rashid Khan, obviously, he's good anytime he bowls. Billy Stanlake, so these teams that have always done well have had those gun bowlers. And Chennai has kind of been lacking that in the last year or two. They had Dwayne Bravo for the longest time. Like he could bowl those, last 2 of the last 4 overs, and pick up wickets, make sure he doesn't go for too many runs. But who do they have now?
Hopefully, Suresh Raina will get the right hotel accommodation and actually play this year.
I don't know, man. A lot of stories about him. Some guys say that he had some death in the family, like COVID issues. I don't know what's true there, but
Dude, the guy threw a fit like a diva because he didn't get a good hotel room, dude.
so that's one of the stories. But you don't. I mean, you don't know. You don't know what actually went on. So
Anyway,
so
I'd rate them 6 or 7 out of 10 on this. Lower, probably 6.
Yeah, I think if you couple need with with the auction, I think I agree with you. It's maybe a 6.5.
All right.
Yeah. So the
Moving
batting
on.
order is looking like Faf, Gaikwad. One down will be Ambati Rayudu probably.
They also have Josh Hazelwood, by the way. Just want to throw that in there.
Again, I mean, he's not a T20 bowler. Like, he's not known for like death bowling.
They have Tahir too, man. Why? I don't get it, man. Even worse to get Moeen Ali and Gautam.
But that's the funny thing. Like, Tahir was the leading wicket taker in the IPL 2 years ago, and he got like 2 games last year. So,
Do you think that's because they were playing in the Middle East?
Plays a part, but still, I mean, like Tahir is proven to be a good bowler all over the world.
Wicket taker. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. It's confused. I don't know what the batting order is going to look like. I know the top 3. Maybe Jagdishan gets a few more games. Moeen Ali and Gautam would come in, maybe play at that 4 or 5 spot. I don't know. Moeen Ali at number 4.
They have Ravindra Jadeja too, by the way.
Yeah, they have Jadeja too. So they have like a lot of these bowling all-rounders. So they're probably going to bat really deep. I think they're kind of lacking the it factor in batting and bowling. They don't truly have a batsman who has like 150% top gear. Somebody like
KL Rahul. They don't have a KL Rahul.
Yeah, KL Rahul. Like RCB obviously has like Virat, but like they have ABD at the death. Like he can go bonkers. Mumbai has like 2 of these guys, like Pandya.
They have Sam Curran, dude. That's their hitter at 4-5.
But even Sam Curran last year was opening, so I don't know what their strategies are, like who they're using.
That's why I honestly thought they were going to go for an opener. They're saying they also wanted a bowling all-rounder, but I think they would have gone for an opener, but they didn't.
To me, I think they should have maybe targeted like a good death bowler, maybe somebody with like a little less experience. But I don't know. Let's see. Moving on. So Delhi
Capitals. Their purchases were Tom Curran 5 crores, 5.25. Steve Smith 2.2, Sam Billings 2, Umesh Yadav 1, Ripple Patel 20 lakhs, Vishnu Vinod 20 lakhs, Lukman Meriwala 20 lakhs, Siddharth 20 lakh, and they still have 3.65 crores in the purse left. Overall, before diving into it, I think they did a good job. They didn't spend too much on anyone. They got a lot of good value players. I don't know if we really should have gone. I say we because I'm a Capitals fan, obviously. We should have really gone for Steve Smith. I don't see the need, but it's not too much money spent on it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they have a stacked top order. They have Shreyas, Jinx, Pant, obviously.
Shaw, Dhawan.
So it's a really backed top order with good Indian talent, which is, I mean, if you have that, you have like a lot of flexibility. I typically, I think if you're going for like some of these foreign buys, you want to go with quantities that are, even bigger hitters. Like if there was maybe one shortfall in their top order, it's like none of these guys are like, balls to the wall, big hitter kind of players. But neither Steve Smith, at the top.
Yeah, but in the middle we do have that. So I guess they don't want to do it both places. I don't know what the logic is over there.
But I mean, even in the middle, like you have Hitmeyer and maybe Pant, who you consider like No,
we have Stoinis, dude. Stoinis a hitter.
And yeah, Stoinis too. Sorry. So, I don't know. I agree with that. I don't know where Steve Smith fits in. Billings, as a backup, kind of that keeper come backup batsman, fine, cheap enough.
Tom Curran's a good buy for 5 crores. I think Tom Curran's a great player.
Yeah, but again, like he's, I mean, with Stoinis playing, does he really get a lot of games? Like who are their foreign players going to be?
Okay, Kangiso Rabada is going to be one always. Okay.
Norke number 2. Both
No,
of those guys
Nokia.
rock.
Hold on. I don't know Nokia for sure yet. In case they get Ishant Sharma or an Indian bowler involved, they have Chris Wokes too. So they're going to have Chris Wokes. They're going to have Tom Curran. They're going to have Nokia. They're going to have 2 out of these 3 players. Oh, they have
So
Hetmeyer,
there's
Steve Tripp too.
so,
I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go down.
so let's say we know Rabada and Stoinis are going to play for sure. So that's 2 out of the 4 done.
Yes.
Now, I think with the success that Norke and Rabada had, the bowling, and they don't really have any. I mean, Ishant is not a T20 bowler at all. Like to run, I mean, I don't think he's gonna get more than like 4 games. So, he's done. Wokes is not a good T20 bowler. He'll also be at best a sub. Play a couple of games just to come in. So I think they are light on bowling, and Umesh maybe might be their third pacer. He obviously goes for a lot of runs sometimes, picks up some wickets. My hometown boy, so can't hate on him too much. But
Umesh is good, but again, a little not the greatest T20 bowler, like you said, goes for runs. But I think you're always playing Rabada, you're always playing Stoinis, and then somehow
my point is you're always probably playing Norca as well, especially considering how they did last game, and the fact that they don't really have any really good Indian bowlers as well. So I think that's 3 of your 4
Indian fast bowlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 3 of your 4 foreign players, and then maybe one guy slots in, like a Steve Smith or Billings, one of these guys.
Wokes, Smith, Billings, Curran, Hetmeyer. Wow, man, that's going to be a tough choice. Some of these guys are not available, but
so it's like one of these guys is probably going to be playing on a rotation basis.
I think though the team is solid, man. They have good batsmen, they have good bowlers, they have good foreign all rounders. I think there's a lot of value in this team. How they juggle it.
Ashwin as well. So
they have Ashwin. And they have Amit Mishra. I don't know what you think he's going to do today, if he's going to have much of an impact, but they have him too. And a lot of young Indian talent, as everybody talks about Delhi every year. So it's all going to come down to how they're going to use these players and their decision making.
I think Shreyas as a captain, maybe he'll grow into that role a bit more. So I think that's probably the one area where an improvement could lead to them like really challenging for the title. They made the playoffs this year, so they're going to be a team to reckon with. Sure.
Agreed. All right. KKR.
KKR. The KKR got Shakib Al Hasan this year, back to KKR after a few years.
Their love affair with Shakib Al Hasan is great.
Well documented. I think, from a marketing point of view, it also makes sense. Bangladesh, Bengal, Calcutta.
Absolutely.
So
they love him over there, man. Both Bengalis and Bangladeshis, and well, it's the same. But I mean, like people of West Bengal and people of Bangladesh want to see him there. Simple.
Exactly. Yeah. Harbhajan Singh got picked up. So that was
2 crores for Harbhajan Singh.
Yeah, and that was his base price, funnily. Wow.
Yeah, I want to meet this. I want to meet the guy who's setting these base prices. Okay, because some of them are weird.
I think the players themselves do, right? Like.
Oh, really?
With the agency.
100 out of 100 points for confidence for that guy.
Yeah, he got it too. So, Ben Cutting, Karan Nair, Pawan Negi, Sheldon Jackson, Venkatesh Iyer, Vaibhav Arora. So those are the guys KKR picked up. Kind of like their auction. They got a lot of players for very decent money. I mean, considering the fact that like K. Gautam went for 9 crores, Shakib went for 3.2 is like.
They spent 7 crores total and they got all this. I think that's great. I don't think there's a single standout player that's going to change the course of KKR's season alone, but they have a lot of good value players in there.
I think last year the biggest problems for them was that they paid like 14 crores for Cummins, and then Cummins picked up like 4 wickets in like 12 games or whatever. So Cummins not really a T20 bowler. but like he got better as the year went on. So I think, but they lacked in the fast bowling department. And then the other thing was that Russell did not pay off at all. I mean, Russell, even
Nobody
Narayan,
paid
they
off.
were.
Dinesh Karthik, Owen Morgan, Andre Russell, Ben Carter, nobody, Pat Cummins, nobody really did anything. You know who?
Narayan.
Lockie Ferguson had the best season out of them all, dude.
No, Varun Chakravarti, man, he got picked up.
Varun Chakravarti, the spinner, yeah. I mean, but like I thought they were going to go for a full revamp. They need a full revamp, man. This team is not going to win anything, in my opinion.
I mean, I think it all hinges on Andre Russell. Like, if he can come back to peak form, like what he was 2-3 years ago, that changes the entire dynamic of the. I mean, that guy can, we've seen it. Like
he's not though. He's not coming back to peak Andre. That's behind him. He might have a couple of good innings, but he's not going to change. He's not going to take KKR to the playoffs. How about that?
Well, like I said, I think it all hinges on whether, like, if he can, then they have a chance. If he can't, then yeah. I mean, Gill, good opener, fine, not a game changer. I think Morgan needs to bat more, bat higher up to help them go further. But yeah, Nitish Rana, Pawan Negi, Rahul Tripathi, it's pretty much, I think a lot of the problems that were there last year are going to be there this year. Who are going to be their fast bowlers? Like Lockie Ferguson and Pat Cummins are okay, decent. Not going to win you the IPL.
Right? No, they're not. But together they can obviously change the game if they all do a chip in a little bit. But no true game changer overall in the team other than Andre Russell. Rahul Tripathi is good. Okay, Nitish Rana is good. You already said that.
I mean, see, they have like a lot of good pieces that would be like, like I think you can have like between Gill, Rana, and Tripathi, let's say, they've all had different years where they were great. But like, you can have one of those guys in your team, like a good Indian guy who can get you like 50 off like 35, but like won't really make like 100 off 50. So there's a limitation. Like they have a lot of redundancy in their team, I feel.
Only Dre Ruskin is that, man.
Yeah.
I'm not too hopeful, but they didn't spend too much money. They got a lot of players, so I hope it works out for them. I would rate their auction also 6 to 7 out of 10. I'd
say maybe a 7. I think they like you said, I mean, they got some true value for money. But yeah, the outlook for the team, not so sure that it's going to be whole lot different than last year.
All right. We are moving on to Mumbai Indians, the most winningest team in the history of IPL. Rohit Sharma leading the charge.
I like how you use most winningest. And, true Desi fashion.
Desi, dude. More better.
So Mumbai, my team. I live in Nagpur, as you guys know, so been a Mumbai Indian supporter since the beginning.
So your team, how do you think your team did? So you had Coulter Nile, Adam Milne, Piyush Chawla, James Neesham, or as Harsha Bhogle insists on saying, Jimmy Neesham, Yudhvir Charak, Marco Jansen, and Arjun Tendulkar.
All right. So, I mean, yeah, I think they have Bumrah from one end. So, like I said, they're always looking for that other guy to kind of, bowl at the death. They have Trent Bolt as well. So, strong top two. And then I think Nathan Coulter is probably going to be the third guy. He's his biggest problem has been that he can't stay healthy. But like when he's healthy, he's, decent bowler at the deaths, can bowl the Yorkers, can bat a bit at the, like lower order. So
past his prime.
That's his prime, but yeah, I mean the IPL is perfect for players like him, right? Like,
yeah.
If he can affect a couple of games as your third seamer, mind you, I think they're in a good space. I think they were looking for some quality spinners. Spin is after they unearthed Markanday for a year. Rahul Chahar bowled well.
They have him
in sports. But they have him, so they're
Krunal.
kind of hoping. Who? Krunal, yeah.
Krunal Pandya.
So I think that between Chahar and Krunal, they're probably going to rely on them. Maybe Chahar can take a step up and become like a true gun bowler for them in the spin department. But otherwise, the team's pretty sorted, pretty similar to the team that won last year.
Stacked.
Yeah, totally stacked.
Let me just tell you how many just game changers are in this team. Okay, people that can just change the course of a game. Rohit Sharma,
Yep.
Jasprit Bumrah, Chris Lynn. He doesn't even
Yep.
play. Hardik Pandya. Okay. Kyron Pollard. Okay. Five game change. I'm not even saying like,
Quinton de
people
Kock.
can't play. They can change Quinton de Kock.
Quinton de Kock.
So basically,
Surya Kumar Yadav.
Surya Kumar Yadav, 7.
Pretty decent. And then you're talking about like other guys who have changed games for them multiple times. Krunal Pandya, Ishan Kishan. So really, really stacked team. I mean, it's hard to see, the chink in the armor, so to speak.
They have a purse of 3.65 crore left. They spent about, I don't know, 10, 11 crores somewhere, or no, 9 to 11 crores somewhere in that vicinity. I think did a good job. It was good for them. I'd rate this 8 to 10, probably 8 out of 10. I think we lost Santa there. Oh, you're back. I lost you there for a second.
So I was saying, I mean, that's not even counting some other guys who have made multiple contributions. Krunal Pandya and Ishan Kishan, guys who have changed games for them multiple times in the past. So no real weaknesses.
Yeah, no, they're a good team. They're stacked. They're probably favorites, early favorites, as they are usually, but they really have a good team. Cool. So you guys should join us for the second episode of this, and Gaurav and I will be recording that soon as well. So stay tuned, guys.
All right. Peace out.